Okay, hello everybody, and thank you for calling in. I believe we're live. I just want to let the rest of our team know that we're live, so just let them know we are now live. Okay, so live now. So everybody now knows we're live. Now this, I needed to record this video for one very important reason, and hopefully you can see what's happening on the screen right there. And what I'll do as well is I'll actually try and log into Facebook so I can see if you have any questions for me, and I can answer that as we go along. It's very important that we announce this, especially to our existing candidates who are actually on the platform, and to those of you that are planning to come on the platform as well. So I'll just quickly set this up, because I know that I will be looking at your questions as we go along. The world is changing. We've been screaming this for quite a long time. We now live in a digital economy, and we have gone from a world of limited access to a world of unlimited access. And when I say limited access, I mentioned this yesterday in the sponsor meeting. You have the days when we literally would have a cassette player, and the maximum capacity will be, in terms of how long you can listen to music on it or how much music you put on it, will be 30 minutes. And then it moved on to 60 minutes, and then 240 minutes. And then moved from the from the cassette player to the CD player. The CD player, once again, you might be able to have a lot more music on it, but you were limited. We moved on to the MP3 player, still limitation. We moved on to the iPod, still limitation. Those were the eras of limited access. And the expertise, the knowledge and experience you required to deal with situations there were based on limitations, were based on what you were limited by. We now live in the era of unlimited access, unlimited data, unlimited internet access, unlimited just about anything. And the skills required now are definitely not the skills you required then. And that has now brought us to the digital age, where we are digitizing and automating everything we do. And as companies are facing more and more challenges with the likes of disruptive technology, or we want to call them disruptive customers, and also disruptive businesses coming in and disrupting the way we do things by taking advantage of the digital capabilities available to us and using it to further meet the customer's needs and be a lot more customer centric by further being able to integrate into the customer's lifestyle. What's actually happening is companies who are still following the traditional ways of doing things, companies who are still making decisions based on limitations when they should be making decisions based on unlimited access, are falling behind and losing market share. So they either evolve or they die. And I mentioned this a lot of times. You remember Blockbusters. They did not evolve. Netflix took over. And many other companies like that. The cab business is out there on the road. Now everyone's using Uber. Why? Because they found a way to integrate it into the customer's lifestyle. They found a way to understand that technology is an enabler. It's a business enabler. And we also understand that IT is no longer something that's done in the back room, but IT is now here to help businesses totally transform. And that's why you have what we call digital transformation, digital business transformation. And as a result of that, you would understand, you can't blame companies if they're looking for specific kind of skills. You can't blame them if they're no longer looking for specific kinds of people, but are looking for people who can help them compete in the digital age. And bearing all this in mind, I just want to make sure that I'm actually live now. So bearing all this in mind, the question is, where do you stand? And also, where do we stand as a company, which is very important. So I've got bad news, and the bad news I've got to announce to you is I'm not too sure it's bad news. Just bear with me a second. I just want to make sure that this is working. Okay, good. So it's actually working. So I've got bad news. And the bad news I have for you is, in a way, more of a reality check than anything else. So I don't want you to be scared if you're planning to make change. If you're planning to stay where you are, then you should be scared. You should be, excuse my language, shit scared. And what do I mean by that? It's very simple. Our success stories have dropped. We have gone from having 30 to almost 40 people getting a job every single month to it dropping dramatically to around 20. And it's still dropping. Now, it's still bloody good, but in terms of our KPIs, the standards we set for ourselves is a disaster. And that required us to do a lot of research. It required us to do a lot of, to try to understand what's happening in the market. And then we realized, it didn't take too long for us to realize, because even we within the company were changing. We realized that certain roles were evolving to other kinds of roles, and certain roles are being phased out. And that's what the digital economy is obviously, that's basically the effects of the digital economy. So I've got a nice presentation I did I want to show to you. And what I always tell you this: don't take what I say word for word. Go and check it out. Make sure back everything I say up with evidence. Back it up with facts and figures. Don't just say because KG said it, that's what it is. Go and do your research and find out yourself. You know, which is what we do over here as well. We research, we find things out, we educate you, we keep you up to date. Absolutely critical. So, what do I mean by why am I having this session? Is very simple. I feel that our eWork experience platform is aimed at providing one thing and one thing alone: giving people the opportunity to gain practical work experience and hands-on training with the ability to compete with the best of the best out there in the market. And we've been extremely good at doing it for the last 10 years. But the world is changing. And as the world is changing, as a business, we focus on getting people into project management and business analysis roles. You know, however, the role of a PM has changed. The role of a BA has changed. And right now, this session is very much about the world of digital transformation and how the PM and BA role is evolving. We think it's important that you're aware of it, and so that you can be equipped and ready for where we are going. For our existing candidates, we've been focusing on building their expertise in big data analytics, big data analysis. We've been focusing on building their expertise in cybersecurity, in basically all the areas of top platform technology. So when we look at top platform technology, we're looking at mobility, we're looking at social business, we're looking at big data analytics, and we're looking at, it's gone off my head. It always goes off my head. So let me start again. So we're looking at mobility, social business, big data analytics, and cloud services. I think there's one that they're missing out on, which is cybersecurity, but IDC didn't put it in there. I think they should actually put it in there, in my opinion, as part of top platform technology. Okay, so those are the key drivers. We've gone from the first platform technology to second platform technology. We're now living in the third platform technology era, and that's the digital age that we're in. And the digital age empowers the digital economy. And that's why personally I'm very worried about this Brexit, this whole Brexit thing. If we can actually establish global trade deals and make sure that the UK is digitally transformed to be prepared and ready to compete on a global scale, then we definitely have a win. You know, but that is going to be based on the workforce in the United Kingdom, in my opinion, and how skilled we are and how we're able to evolve very, very quickly. So this is a bit of, I'm hoping that this will educate you and give you a lot of information that will help you. But first of all, let us start with the Agile methodology. Once upon a time, everyone focused on the Prince 2 methodology, which was a structured and process-driven way of doing things. It was based on having a justifiable business case. Things were done on a stage-by-stage basis, you know, and it was very much controlled and very much monitored. It was based on best practice, you know. However, what we started to realize very, very quickly was the emergence of pretty innovative companies coming up. Some of you may be aware of VMe, it was a product of Visa to compete with PayPal. And they had to acquire smaller businesses that came up with really cool, innovative concepts. However, these small businesses didn't follow a structured and process-driven way of doing things. They just came together and collaborated, worked across cross-functional teams. They kind of focused on failing forward, you know, building in bits and bobs and delivering on an incremental basis. That's what they did. And they were able to produce really cool, innovative products at record speed. So when the likes of Visa started buying up these companies and expecting them to work within the structured environment that they had, it was chaotic. So you had companies now recruiting for hybrid project managers that had Prince 2 and also Agile certification or have worked in an Agile environment. And everyone quickly built up their skills and moved up to that area. However, something happened the Agile methodology started to become a lot more redefined and a lot more refined. And as it became a lot more refined, it wasn't just happening on project levels anymore, because companies were realizing that all these really innovative companies that were taking advantage of digital capabilities that were available to them were able to roll out really cool innovative products and tools and steal market share. So they couldn't wait 9-8 months to roll out a product. They had to evolve quickly and do what we call rapid application development, having releases happening in, Amazon. If you look at Amazon, they release products. It's actually, from what I heard, I think it's about 1,000 or 2,000 releases a minute. I don't know how the heck they do it. It's mad, but they have the technology to do it. And when you look at that, how do you compete with that? If you're John Lewis, if you're House of Fraser, and you don't have the right technology, how do you compete? And that's why, and you're not seeing, if you shop on Amazon, you're not seeing the technology. You're just seeing your needs being met. You just feel that Amazon is customer centric. And that's the thing about technology these days. It's not about putting the technology in your face. It's about making sure that it's integrated into your lifestyle, that it enables you to get what you want, when you want, how you want it, anytime you want it. So, what happened? Well, the Agile methodology now started creeping up to the program level. Started creeping up on a portfolio level. You have what you call scaled Agile now. Every company has their own methodology, their own way of doing it. This is ours, the DBT DCOE framework, which is a combination of the digital transformation framework and also scaled Agile. You realize that we love Prince 2, but we need to be Agile. We still need to be structured and process driven, but we just don't have time anymore now. We need to roll things out very quickly. So, what happened? Well, companies started to realize that when they look at the digital maturity scale by IDC, they identify themselves as digital resistors. And what do we mean by this? A business is laggard. It's providing weak customer experience and using digital technology only to counter threats. So they realized that they were more reactive than proactive. While the optimized companies, what we call the digital disruptors, were very much businesses who were remaking existing markets, creating new ones to its advantage, and is a fast-moving target for competitors. No one could catch up with them. So you have to make a choice. Do you remain as a digital resistor as a business, or do you move towards being a digital disruptor? Well, to move towards being a digital disruptor, you need to change your mindset and establish a digital culture. By establishing a digital culture, you have to have a look at the team you have, the framework and the structure you have a look at the entire processes you have. And that started to get companies to change. They started to focus on very important areas like customer experience, like operational processes, like the business model, and the digital capabilities that can help them enhance each and every one of these areas. They looked at things that matter to them, like understanding the customer through data. That big word, data. Data is now the lifeblood of every business. They say data is king. I would say that the ability to visualize and interpret that data is queen. And no longer do we have companies sitting down and saying, all right, BA, sit down there with a group of team and gather requirements and tell us what you think should work. They're getting real data from the customers, from customer activities. And they're able to gather data from a variety of sources. And they're able to deal with billions of data and analyze that data and identify trends, do things like machine learning, do things like predictive analysis, and identify exactly what the customers want, preempt the needs of the customer. They're using data to define the new features that they should be building, while the BA is still sitting down in the room trying to gather requirements from people, trying to do surveys, trying to do persona definition, trying to look at the customer journey map and identify the touch points, the pain points across each touch point, when data can do that for us like that. So you start to realize that very soon, not very soon, it's happening now, you apply for work as a business analyst and they start to ask for specific talents and specific skills and expertise, and you just lack it. And that's why we had to evolve very quickly. We had to take on a new way of learning, and we had to bring industry experts in to teach us and help us help position us for the digital age that we now live in. Now, when we're looking at the digital customer experience, businesses are looking to digitize end-to-end customer experience now. They're looking to automate every area of their business. They're looking to digitize their products and services as part of their value ecosystem. They're looking to create trusted machines when they look at the customers. When they look at the enterprise, they're looking at source-enhanced operational capabilities with a dynamic ecosystem. They're looking at driving rapid customer-centric innovation. They're looking at digitize for agility over efficiency. So when you're digitizing for agility over efficiency, you're looking towards being able to fail forward. You're saying, you know what, let's do it in bits and bobs, deliver on an incremental basis. If we don't get it right, come back and fix it. But you know, let's not wait 8 months to roll something out. Let us just get on with it. And it's happening on a portfolio level. When that happens on a portfolio level, then the question is, what's the need for a project manager when the product owner, somebody that has industry knowledge, product knowledge, domain knowledge, and also has the skills of a PM? But let's pause on that and just look at what's going on right now. Businesses are being informed by data, using that to make an informed decision, using that to gain a competitive advantage. For them to be informed by data, they need to have a centralized customer data center. Centralized customer data center, meaning that activities of Tom in regards to customer service, activities of Tom in regards to the sales pipeline, activities of Tom in terms of service delivery, in terms of customer experience, all feeding into the profile of Tom. One centralized customer data center that feeds into all of the channels. And by the way, we need to digitize all the channels. Why? Because it provides better client retention. It provides better client acquisition. It provides better return on investment. So if we're looking towards having a centralized customer data center and being able to gather data about our customer internally and externally, that means that we're open for what we call big data. And we want to get a variety of sources from a variety of data from a variety of sources in relation to that particular one customer. That's massive. Who's going to analyze that data? And when that data is analyzed, how do we identify the features that needs to be built in order to further meet the needs of that customer? Well, this is something that the business analyst lacks, but something that the data analyst or the data scientist has. So let us look at our company as a whole. As you all know, we focus on work experience, providing you with work experience. And the only way we can do that is by opening what we are doing as a business to gain a competitive edge up to you. Opening it up to you. See how we do business. See how we gain a competitive advantage. See how we are digitizing and automating every area of the business. So our transformation strategy is pretty simple. DBT's Digital Business Transformation Initiative is to create a centralized customer data center like most companies, with multi-channel integration across all channels, be it operational, marketing, customer experience, sales, or support, enabling the business to make an informed decision through data, and I would say data in real time. This will enable the digitalization and automation of all areas of the business while having a mobile-first strategy. Why? Because majority of the population engage and interact through their mobile now. So we must have a mobile-first strategy which allows us to perfectly integrate into our customers' lifestyles. And that's what we call integrated lifestyle applications. The expected business benefits are as follows, as I mentioned earlier: better client acquisition, better client retention, higher return on investment, increased market valuation, strong competitive advantage, and dominating the educational industry by being a major disruptor through the effective use of digital technology. Quote, open bracket, close bracket, or open bracket, top platform technology, which is your mobile, your social business, your big data analytics, your cloud, and I will add cybersecurity onto that, close that bracket. So, I said something earlier. If you looked at our Facebook page, I said something earlier, but most people don't read these things. They just read the title. So I decided that I would actually take chunks out of it and read it to you. We also sent it on the group. So if you haven't read it, I would read it to you. So I took the most important areas, and this is from Wired. And it was somebody in our alumni, VJ, that sent it, and I took my time and read. That's why I love our alumni. Those guys, at the end of the day, you have to think about it. The people who have gotten jobs want to stay in jobs, so they will always stay current. So they tend to educate me a lot. I read a lot from them. And when I get something that's valuable, I share it. And this is something that I feel is important to share. Companies have been utilizing a data science team consisting of groups of statisticians, technologists, and business subject matter experts to collectively solve problems and provide solutions. However, previously buried in the back room of the IT department. Previously, data scientists are now the hot ticket in the business world, with Indeed.com reporting the growth rate of these professionals has reached more than 4,000%. Not 50%, not 100%, not 200, 300, 1,000, 2,000, but 4,000%. That's pretty awesome if you think about it. Okay? A shift is occurring in which companies are no longer using business analysts to determine what the future of a business looks like. Go and Google this. It's on wired.com, or go to our Facebook page and read it. And for those of you on the platform, just check out the article. It was posted earlier. One thing that got me is this. A shift is occurring in which companies are no longer using business analysts to determine what the future of a business looks like. No wonder our success stories have been dropping. Instead, they are turning to data scientists to use machine learning, data mining techniques to discover new product trends and patterns of customer behavior that create a more accurate picture of where various aspects of the business is going. Being informed by data, as I mentioned to you before. And it continues. By human nature, the business analysts often have preconceived notion about the factors that drive a particular business based on what we've been taught, based on our limited accessibility. Unfortunately, in today's world, this has become a flaw and puts business analysts a step behind the data scientists, who are able to leverage machine learning algorithms to provide statistical-based predictions for real data-driven and fact-based decision-making, ultimately making automated analytics the wave of the future. So, how many analytics tools do you know how to use? Are you an expert in Google Analytics? Are you an expert in Tableau? Are you extremely good at using Excel to sort data, analyze data, and visualize data, even clean data? Data scientists have the multidisciplinary skills to step in and do things that are simply out of scope for the business analyst. Ouch! Painful. That is painful, but it's a shock. It may be a shock to the system, but I believe it's a wake-up call. They know the algorithms of the statisticians and the engineering of database engineers and have domain and subject matter expertise. So no longer do we need a BA who will go and meet the subject matter expert. We want someone who is a subject matter expert and understands data, understands how to interpret, visualize, and help us use data to make an informed business decision. Let's look at the project manager within Scrum. Because I already mentioned to you, the Agile methodology has evolved to the portfolio level. The Scrum method defines 3 roles. Most of you would know this. The Scrum method, yeah. So the roles are Scrum Master, Development Team, Product Owner. Many of the responsibilities of the traditional project manager are covered by these roles. For example, process focus, done by the Scrum Master. Task allocation, done by the Development Team. Managing issues and dependencies, done by the Scrum Master and the Product Owner. Requirement prioritization, done by the Product Owner. Procurement, done by the Product Owner. Risk management, everyone by sprint planning, demos, and retrospectives. So given this is all covered by the Agile Scrum team, what's the need for a project manager? The product owner and the project owner manager. The product owner role has elements of overlap with the project management role. However, typically, a product owner requires decision-making authority for requirements and feature prioritization, and a level of domain expertise that project managers don't generally have. Conversely, many product owners are sourced from business departments, and that's what's happening now. Companies are saying, why should we hire a project manager? This guy has product domain knowledge. He has product expertise. Let's just build up his project management skills. So I continue from there. So conversely, many product owners are sourced from business departments and may not be able to bring the range of project management skills required. The combined role may therefore end up as a second best hybrid for both roles. And that's what companies are looking for now, hybrid employees. And that brings us to what we call, but let me just read this. So the product owner is the project manager, the business analyst, the system designer, the user experience architect, and every other business groups, all rolled into one, a hybrid employee. The role is really supposed to be omnipotent and omnipresent. So that now means that we're moving from the T-shaped employee to the pie-shaped employee. I mentioned this early last year. So the question is, what is a T-shaped employee? Well, the T-shaped concept it describes the skills we all require in the future, okay, which is deep world-class expertise combined with breadth to span disciplines and understanding the context of that expertise. However, it's very much like saying, I'm great at this one thing, I'm familiar with all other stuff. So I'm a good project manager, but I have general knowledge of what is going on. So as a project manager, you can't manage, monitor, and control what you don't understand. As a business analyst, you can't analyze what you don't understand. So you're a specialist as a business analyst or a specialist as a project manager. However, you have just broad knowledge and understanding in the other areas. That is the once upon a time role. The new age role is very much your pie-shaped employee. So just ignore the typo there. The pie-shaped skills in which breadth is combined with not one but two separate domains of deep expertise, creating a shape similar to the symbol for pie. In business analytics, the two domains are technology and data analysis. So what am I asking you to do? I'm telling you right now that you need to build your domain knowledge and expertise in digital technology and more importantly as well in data analysis. Now I find that others, including marketers and IT architects, are talking about the need for pie-shaped skills. Every business right now can't survive without being optimized for the digital age. Which means if you're going to work for a company, as a PM, you're either a digital PM or a digital business analyst. The word digital means that you have the digital expertise, either in digital marketing, your deep understanding of digital technology and how it can be a business enabler, and your understanding of data. So let's look at the portfolio of projects that we have in the company right now that we're working on and the kind of skills that you need. So we look at the digital transformation and digital marketing deliverables for DBT. So DX governance, that is literally the overall framework of the company where we're actually evolving from the Agile methodology to a scaled Agile methodology. There's going to be a massive recruitment drive for product owners. DXCA ECRM, having a centralized customer data center, cleaning up our data, and being able to integrate our channels into our CRM. Platform integration, where we're, instead of building applications now, we're using API integration. We don't need to build, we just need the APIs. Cloud services for accessibility, unlimited accessibility and availability. DX mobility, having a mobile first strategy. Data center, as we move towards artificial intelligence, we want our eWork experience platform to be intelligent. We want our eWork experience platform to be able to preempt and predict the needs of the customer before they even know they need it. Digital marketing, being able to use the digital channels available to us to further expand our brand awareness, brand exposure, brand credibility, and increase our revenue. DX ePay, increasing the many methods that users can pay and create convenience for payments. You have DX Bank My Pals, you have DX EagleEye, DX Bot, you have DX Cybersecurity, and so on and so forth. All of these projects we're working on require the new age PMs and the new age BAs. The new age PMs, product managers. The new age BAs, data analysts with business analysis skills. So yes, we may have had a drop in our success stories, but we are well aware of it. And there will be a surge in success stories pretty soon. But I want to let you know that the focus is changing. If you're already on the platform, don't miss any of the big data analytics programs, training programs that we're having. Make sure you're a part of every single one of them. If you're planning on coming on board, bear in mind that you're now evolving from the PM role to the product owner role. And you're moving from just being a BA to a digital solutions architect, to a data analyst with business analysis skills. And I hope that the little that I have said has been enough to help you go online, do your own research. Don't take my word for it. I've done my research and I've informed you, but you've got to confirm it yourself and make the right decision. Right now, you don't just want to get qualified in something that is not relevant. You want to get qualified in what's relevant because you now live in a digital age. And I will use this to see if there are any questions you may have, which I can read through and answer. If not, I would let you actually take your time and probably listen to the video all over again. I'm just going to look through to see if there are any questions. I haven't seen any. Okay, I think everyone's probably been focused on listening rather than anything else. Just bear with me a second. Let me just make sure I haven't seen any. Okay, here we go. All right, so we have a lot of people. Yep. Okay, good. So everyone's happy. So guys, for those of you that are already on the platform, you know we have our big data training tonight, 8 p.m. Don't miss it. Okay. And for those of you that are new, you can start on the 29th of April. This Saturday, 29th of April. I think it's probably this Saturday or the Saturday after. I think it is the Saturday after. And you can start free. Just go to our website, careerinsights.tv, and that's careerinsights.tv, and click on start my free trial and start your free trial. And if you can't get the name right, just Google Career Insights and it will come up. Take your time, read all reviews about what people say about us, both good and bad, so you know what you're coming to come and do here. And we hope that in good time, we'll be able to celebrate your success story very soon. In the meantime, take care, God bless, and bye for now.